There we go. Sorry about that. Howdy, Demon Slayer. And yes, I did see the announcement and their cryptic statements about what's going to be more expensive and what's going to be less expensive. And there's a little friggin' fungus gnat right around here. If I just caught that, I'd be amazed, which I didn't. And yeah, we'll see. There's a lot to take in. I have a scary suspicion that the big knights are going to get more expensive because they talked about how towering stuff is going to get more expensive, how vehicles that can shoot across are going to get more expensive, how psychic stuff can get more expensive. It's like, well, I did build some flexibility in that I have 4 big knights. We've got, and then got carnivores, I've got brigands, and I'll have executioners for my war dogs. So I've got some variety, as it were. So I have no psychic tagged weapons. I have a psychic knight who gets the psychic keyword only in a negative context, which is annoying. I'm hoping that there'll be an errata on that, because like maybe one of his guns have psychic, or the melee or something. Because it's like, then he's got psychic for no reason other than stuff that's anti-psychic is going to hurt it more. So, because I brought that up with the manager of the DW store yesterday, and we're like, oh yeah, we're looking at it, and it's like, that is worrisome. So we'll see. We shall see on Wednesday, because that's when the Minitorum Field Manual. Fuck, that's hard for me to say. Minitorum Field Manual will release. So, anywho, on to the Rampager. So, I'm going to do the quick work on with the Vallejo diorama FX for the base. I was debating on this. I did see the battle boxes. I'm tempted by one, but I'm not going to. But I was debating if I wanted to try and do the resin pour. Okay, it's still wet. On this base, because of this overhang and how difficult that's going to be. So I'm thinking I'm not going to do that. I'm thinking I'm going to use the Diorama FX stuff here. Put this on kind of heavy. I like the guard one, but honestly, the one that will call to me the most, other than the Tyrannid, because that is a lot. The Tyrannid one is a solid battle force. But I do have most of those units. Honestly, I was digging the Necron one. I do like the spooky, scary skeletons. I never built an army for them, but I was digging the Necron one. Anyway, I'm going to use this Diorama FX, and then I've got this product here called Stillwater that is a leveling model stuff. So I'm going to build up the layers with the Stillwater on top, and I can dye the Stillwater. So I can dye this up a little bit and build up layers with it, and then use the ice surfacer tool chemical on top. That is the cost is going to be the thing. I don't foresee myself buying the next big thing I would buy if I'm buying something big. Oh, here's Mr. Rampager. This is his base. If I'm buying something big, it's caught right there. Odd. If I'm buying something big, I was heavily thinking of a Knight Lancer and then doing some crazy fucking conversion work on it. But that is down the line. If they come out with a plastic one, maybe. Stuff is so soft. It's weird. Like it doesn't weigh anything. If they came out with a plastic Thunderhawk, I might. But when I was browsing on Etsy at one point looking for stuff to customize knights, I saw someone had a resin printed, for lack of a better word, centaur chat lower half for the knights. It was a 4-legged like conversion thing. You use your parts for the front 2 legs, and then it came with back legs, and it made it look like a centaur. So I'm like, if I'm doing a Knight Lancer, I would do it with that centaur legs, and then convert the spear to be a giant chain axe. And the shield, so it'd be like a charging Khorne centaur with a chain axe and shield. So, but that's I don't know. I will have to. I'm going to wait and see what the points are. Because yeah, that the 3, you know, the points, increased points cost for having 3 of the same or multiples of the same unit. Got to see what that's going to be all about. There's a lot of factors involved right now. And I was looking at the dispositions and what disposition I want to play with what detachments. I could do the cop out and just run Infernal Lance, and that way I get Purge the Foe. But that just feels like a cop out, so I don't want to do that. I was thinking the Tyrant one, Bastion of Tyranny, and Dreadlords, I think is the name. It's the big knight detachment, because then I can get uppy downy and other sneaky tricks with knights, with the big knights. So I'm sure you've watched some of Squidmar's stuff, because who in this hobby hasn't, honestly? Take a look at his custom Imperial Knight he did. He did one where he used tons of Necron kits and made it a centipede, where the lower half of it is a centipede that wraps around a rock, and it looks fucking nuts. And I think he used some of those Triarch Stalker legs for the bigger legs and things like that. It's just a brilliant thing he did. Oh, goodness. It's a great video to watch and see. One, just to access to how much shit they have at the studio, but it was Lucas that was doing it. He did his beautiful Imperial Knight army. Or his beautiful knights that run with its Templars. Yeah, if you're looking at it, it's fucking just gorgeous. I'm like, god damn, it's badass. You need to go somewhere where you're not going to get stuff on you. That knight's fucking nuts, especially with the way you wrapped it around the base and the rock, and it's like, fuck it, that's badass. Considering each one of my knights is getting progressively more custom. So Figure out how we can get this in there. The problem is getting this stuff into places can be difficult. Yeah, his. I mean, their work is amazing. And they're reasonably humble. Well, okay, Lucas is at least reasonably humble. When we got to meet him, that was fucking nuts. He's a cool dude. I didn't bore him with any pictures of my stuff because I'm like, no. Though he did, my wife gave him one of her business cards for Orc and Squig, and then we saw someone from, I can't remember if it's the Netherlands or Sweden, where they're actually from, like, doom scroll through the entire comic. We're like, he obviously was reading it. Or his wife was, I don't know. But it would, their work on Knights is, with the stuff he's done, like the freehanding the Emperor on the banner. It's a chef's kiss, and I almost put this in my mouth, and that would have been very unpleasant, I'm sure. Yeah, it's kind of like, well, I mean, there's a reason they're up there on the channel. They provide good content. They're entertaining to watch. They really are. I saw the thumbnail, but I haven't actually seen the army. I need to watch it. I'm sure it's fucking brilliant. So it's like saw the Dark Angel stuff that they were doing. I was like, good fucking lord. Hello there, Sanders. How you doing this evening? I'm very carefully trying to insert goop in areas. Oh, goodness. Hi, howdy, hey. No, you're not. Dang it. I hear it clanging. I hear the clanging, sir. Should be full screen clanging now. Best one of the parts of this stuff that's good is that since it dries translucent, I mean, I want to be careful. I want to get this in as precise as I can. But if I get some on, like some of the wires and the stuff, I don't have to stress too much. Oh, absolutely. Flayed ones. Just flayed ones. You don't have to kit bash flayed ones. Flayed ones are just great body ore. Don't even need to kibosh the damn things. They're just fantastically. This is going to be creative. To plop that down. Just got to scrape it off. Booby flayed ones. Hello, Megaform. I did see your Project Shelf, Sandra, so I will comment on it tonight. I had a absolutely psychotic fucking day at work of holy shit. So I didn't really get to pay attention to other things. How you doing tonight, Megaform? So... let's just say that there might be legal stuff in my future for former coworkers doing things. Or more appropriately, you know, sort of doing things and not doing things. Little as possible.
For the Emperor!
She is stretched out and combed up. I hope you get to accomplish as little as possible tonight, then, Megaform. Yeah. It's pretty, it was going to be interesting in the next few days of what's going to happen. So I'm like, all right. Thankfully, it's nothing that I'm like really directly involved in. I'm just more one of the folks that discovered it. So it's like, well, that's going to be a headache. My question is with the guard one I saw. Is that enough to do? Like, okay, the Tyranid one is a great start to a Tyranid army. Yeah, you've got your Tyrant, you've got your Hormagaunts, you've got your Termagants. You got even Elector and some Von Ryans. But the guard one looked more like, I don't know. I don't think it doesn't look like a good start to a guard army. It's got a Rogal Dorn. That's good. It's got a Basilisk. That's maybe good. We don't know yet. Only has 10 Cadian. There are 10 Cadians, which is not typical. You intend to be effortless. That's a wonderful Microform. That's what I felt. I'm like, and then it's got like the 2 artillery batteries. I'm like, it needs more troops. Take away an artillery battery and make it 20 Cadians. Very creatively goopy goop stuff. And spots. The Basilisk might be good. I don't know. The indirect fire stuff, it's all going to depend on Wednesday, realistically, what we see with the points. So, That's what's going on. I didn't. Get in there, Goop. More and more messy. They've been resting 30 infantry. Yeah, see, then that would be a solid battle force you pick up like 3 of. That's what I didn't do. You should put up a giant projector here so I can see my work up close. There we go. Okay. Does have a 20-foot range. The Basilisk? Is it 20-foot range or the Dorn? No, it's got to be the Basilisk. The Chaos one, I think, was like the previous Chaos one, just with cultists instead of a Rhino. I saw a lot of people memeing that, and I was like, okay, is that... I don't remember what the previous Chaos one was, so... Or Chaos Space Marine one, that is. Okay, let's get that. Does it mean? Well, it's their standard troop transport. I don't see why they should be in every box, honestly. Standard troop carrier should be there. That fleet of tanks. That was a possibility, and then I went with the Chaos Knights. I had debated heavily on doing a guard army with all, you know, why am I trying to blank? The super heavy tank. Ah! The super heavy tank. The fucking giant. Why am I drawing a blank on the name? Arg. It's the main Baneblade. Thank you. Begin with a B. I'm like, it's in my head. I love the model, but I was thinking of doing a, an army with all crazy tanks, and then I was going to put on, all of them would have the new Yarg model. This guy, but I'd paint him up as a statue, and this would be on every tank, and would be the Knights of Yarrick. It was going to be the army I debated. Now, that was before the tank-heavy detachment that got released, because honestly, if it had, I probably would have done that instead of Knights, but I decided the Chaos Knights. I was like, oh, I could do the Knights of Yarrick. It'd be fun. Scout Sentinels are just, haven't graduated yet. So I've got the goop on there. And this stuff is pretty much worked into every corner underneath. And I'm going to have it all over my hands now, too. because reasons. Anywho, so. But I've got it as much under on this side as I can. And the more I think about this, I'm definitely just going to use the still water material, dyed. And then I could pour it and get it underneath everywhere. So now this has got to sit for 24 hours. And then I'll be able to touch up like the spots over here because I can't clean it that well. I could do a little bit of that, get it off. But I'll be able to touch up spots. Howdy, Heritage Scott. Get this cleaned up, touched up, and then pour on the dyed still water effect, and then use the ice surfacer. So I've got probably about 2 more days of work just because stuff takes a while. Like this is going to take 24 hours to dry. So that goes in the box behind me where I put all my bases so they don't leak. Hunting down solvents and enamels. Uh-oh. That goes in the trash can down there. Take a drink. Is that why you can't find it? Because nobody's seen a purple orc. All right, so now we begin the last big night, and will be the most custom of them all to date. Extra parts. So in here I have some stuff. I have a piece to make the waist taller. This goes right in that gap there and will make the knight taller. I also have a custom head for it. I just think this Anubis head looks really cool. I'm going to have fun with that just because I like the way it looks. I've got these little skull castle things that go on these turrets up here. And then in the box, pull out. That goes down here. We have instrucciones, but in here somewhere, there they are. I've got more printed leg extensions. So it's going to be taller. These go between these 2 joints here. So this guy is going to be a solid, that's 2, 3, 4 inches taller than they are standard. So he is going to, thank you for the streak, be significantly taller. Now this one, I'm generally I hadn't really planned on magnetizing it, but I realized, man, there's a lot of hold on a fucking minute. Those different? They are different. Oh, no, they are slightly different. I'm looking at the sprue. I'm like, did I get 2 of the same fucking sprue? It would make it a Knight Dominatrix. I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, so at a passing glance, this looks like I have 2 of the same sprue. I'm like, wait a fucking minute. But no, they're different. That's different than that. So you get 2 back pieces. There's the flamethrower. That's the harpoon. There's the volcano lance. That's the plasma. Okay, so anyway. There's the missiles and the meltas. There's the legs and the joints. More missiles and meltas. It is a sprue review. Oh, goodness. Okay, there's the waist. This is going to be one I'm going to eat first. Unfortunately, Can't seem to grab it. Of course, that's going to be a lot of work. There's going to be a ton of work on that. Unfortunately, not the right sheet. Because these are not loyalist knights. But I needed to look at the arms. And I think... Oh, I get microphone. They do look like it. So... I can find... If I can get that shit stuck. I have here somewhere over here. Why is everything stuck? Stop fighting. Okay. Got that. Oh, that one. Let's see there. Got that. So I could do that. This one. There we go. Stop getting stuck, fucker. I can actually magnetize this guy a little bit. Because I've got these guys here. I've got the shoulder joints here, and the shoulder joints, looking at that shoulder joint, is the same as I'm going to trash. So this shoulder joint here is not this close. Damn it, that's bigger. I was thinking I could magnetize them a bit. Might still be able to. It's longer though. That's got to come down. So I have to play with this. I might be able to magnetize the weapons a little bit. The Joy Toy Savitar we're showing today looks sweet. Nice. So anywho, let's get on. Let's finish cleaning the tools of the trade. Because this is covered in gunk. I need to clean up that gunk. Don't want these to get messed up. I'll have to check that out, Eli. Alright. Okay. Tools cleaned. Let's begin. Let's get blade, nippers. Let's throw things. Go over there. Glue. Rampager's just gonna have to lay down over here for a little bit while I work on the what will be my tyrant. Is it almost 2 sets? Well, I want to do the Castellan. So, okay. So this is going to require... I'm going to have to set the base up first a bit on this. You can order anything of it, Eli? So we can start 7 and 8. All right. Maybe this helps her. Cool. You should. So now we begin what will be the very custom Night Tyrant. They might end up coming up with stuff because they've been doing more and more. This guy, mold line cleaning tool. I'm looking forward to Wednesdays. Big Raptor. I mean, they did the Raptor kill team, so you'd think they do the toys. That was honestly one of the cooler kill teams. Definitely looking forward to Wednesday. See where my points go. If you haven't, if you're looking to keep up on what I'm doing, thankfully they did make the statement that, hey, we play tested this as much as we could, but we cannot catch everything that's coming out. And it's like, well, yeah. People are going to break them in ways that they never thought possible. So we will see. Is this the... Yeah, it's one that's almost done. That's what I'm working on. As long as people give them, understand that they're not... There's only so much they can do on the playtesting of that. Yeah. And there's the people that I'm willing to wager that a lot of the people at GW play with the intent of of the hobby, kind of like, oh, we're going to enjoy this, not I need to cheese the fuck out of this. Because there's that too. There's like people that are being like, I'm going to find a way to destroy everything. So I've also been hearing a lot about the people that are... There was one Marine detachment that people are like, this is going to be bad shit. Oh, it was the one way for Marines to potentially cheese the points increase for the fielding multiple the same unit. Because the Marine tanks, while similar, have different names. So it's like, does that count? Are they going to do it where it's multiple, the same chassis? Or is it going to be, how are they going to work that? So. Oh, good gravy. Yeah, all we had was meatball subs. So. He gets free Raptor Talons. 2-for-1 purchase. Okay, so 6 and 9. That's where I was thinking, but we'll have to see. We'll find that all out on Wednesday. Fronts. So they did make that weird change on the. They said they're going to be doing the updates monthly. With the new, they're not going to be doing the quarterly balances. They're going to start off doing monthly balances. Because, you know, they know that, you know, shit gets nutty at the beginning of an edition, so. Howdy, Red Hoodie. Nice. Well, that's the interesting thing. There's actually there's a grand tournament this weekend but it's going to be running 10th edition rules. So I think they're going to give it like a month before the 11th edition rules hit tournaments. Be my guess, because the next GT is still running 10th. And they actually told people, don't update your app if you want to play in the tournament this weekend. Congratulations, Red Hoodie. I am excited to pick up my box this weekend. I'm excited because one of the things that I'm excited about is the Big Mech Dacker rig is a squig. So I didn't even realize that until the manager at the store was telling me that there's a design note that the Big Mech Dacker rig is a squig. And I was looking at it and I'm like, oh shit, it is. It's got the mouth, it's everything, so. But yeah, I agree. It's probably a good idea that the first tournament is not in the new edition yet. Give it time for people to. The orcs, I mean, they do. I like the marine stuff, I really do, but the orcs won this box. Their models look fucking just the new war boss, the big boss. The weird boy looks fucking weird. And honestly, the one that I think is like stealing everyone's hearts is the Mad Doc and the Grot Orderly. He's got a little bone saw and he's carrying it. Looks like fucking fun. Okay, so now 23 and 24. Seems like there's a... That's that, okay. I need to... I will not be fully assembling these legs yet. I just need to get a mostly built, because I'm going to have to do some heavy positioning first with this, because these legs are very customizable and I'm going to make them more custom. So I need to... Ah, I did not know that. I wonder if it's on like an easy break point, like, down the middle or something. The war track, I think is what it is. And then there's a lot more down the line, because they showed off the Oh, it's an orc arm in a commander sprue. Interesting. But they also showed off on that one of their previews. There was the new orc bikes. Were there? So it's like. Yeah, thanks for the heads up, sir. Was it one of the videos of someone's got their box early, or one of the people that's supposed to have the box to show off? Okay, so this is... So you could do it that way, or you could do it... Change the positioning of it, so okay. So now let's get foot on. Let's build the foot. Okay, so there you go. It's 29. 29 is the foot. It's 29. Definitely have to keep an eye on that. And 33 is this. I really want this one to fill. There's like 8 sprues. 1, 2, 3. Yep. 8 sprue filling points on a small piece. Okay. Clean this up. Throw the knife on the desk, because hands. Let's hit that button. Remember, visit Orc and Squig. You can watch that puppy be a puppy. Poor puppy. Or coned up self. She's so sad. Have you ever seen something so sad? This is true. It's far better to drop the knife in the desk. My leg. Puppy so sad. I've confident stabbed myself. Oh, no, I've stabbed myself a few times. Don't know if I've ever done it with a hobby knife, though. Done it with knives as sharp as hobby knives. I have a scar on my thumb from it. Do you think the Mechanicus will ever have to power cycle or pen? That's a good question. That is a real tough question. I honestly don't. So just to be cautious, do that, but I don't see that. Are they Linux? You really can position this a bunch of different ways. Huh. Okay, so I'm definitely going to have room to do stuff. Do disorganized. All right. You know what? They're using Windows ME. I have stated it. Okay, so I really got to do. So this is, I didn't realize this. So these legs, like on all the other nights, the legs are like this ankle joint is in a set position. It's like that's the angle it is. And it would require a lot of modifying. This is just purely like, oh, I want it that way. I want it that way. And then same thing here with this knee. You've got options on how you want to put it on there. And since mine's going to be even taller, the leg, I'm going to have like tons of room. This thing is. This is very, definitely just trim that off. There's a lot to work with on this. Oh, God. Excuse me. That shot somewhere. Don't know where that went. Maybe they went back to punch cards after the Men of Iron. Yes, Lula. You right there? You okay, puppers? Did you fart? Kind of acting like you farted. It's all right, Mommy will be home soon. I know, you're so concerned. Exactly, punch cards. So that. So I really can just. That goes there, that goes there. Okay, this is. So here's his leg. That's tall. Abominable intelligence. This leg is almost as tall as carnivore. Yeah, that leg is okay. Damn. But that leg extension, this leg is now as tall as a war dog. So this thing is definitely going to be on top. So with that, I got to work on the base. Because I definitely need to plan the base out for what I'm doing. He's going to have plunging fire. So take cork. More cork in here. Cork. Chunks of that. Okay, so let's cover this up for the time being. I have back here scissors for your ASMR moments. So now I'm going to do. Where's the other foot? The foot is not there. The foot is on this sprue. The foot is on this sprue. So I need to cut this other foot out for a moment so I can plan out the feet. And the Mario Kart music. So we're going to plan this out. This is the one where it's going to be chained out of the ice. Chains coming out of the ice. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so. Now I wanted to do the. Sit there for a moment. Wanted to do the one leg stepping up a bunch. And this, like, so I almost think I need to do half of the base, basically, on the resin, and this half in cork to do the rocks. Ooh. Well, that worked frighteningly well. Okay, so now I need to focus on this craziness. So we've got, let's take do this first. Let's get this base down. I highly recommend people don't kit bash like I do. Because, like, I have an idea in my head, but that's about it. There isn't much else going on in there. Do I want to do that much? Do I want further over? I think I want it further over. So if you want to follow this craziness after stream, hit me up on Blue Sky. I'll be doing more of this craziness there. Daily updates as to what the fuck is going on. Yes, I use a lot of cork. Okay. Okay, that's better. So we're looking about half of the base there. So let's first... let's get ready with... clamps. Can't put it in there because that's got a base drying. Yeah. It's just gonna have to go down here for the time being. So I don't roll over things. See how this goes. Get some more of these clamps. Need a bunch of them. Alright. Some more clamps. Okay, clamps mostly ready. So I'm thinking I want to do that. Honestly, if I just do this side of the base in resin, I think that'll be good. So we're going to take this now. Take this glue. This is the gel one. It's good for this stuff. using way too much glue. Glue, 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 glue. Glue, 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 glue. Glue, glue, glue. Shaker, shake. All right, swiper, no swiping. Okay, that's a lot of glue. Flip this. See how many times I can touch myself with the glue. There. It's actually not bad. Okay. Well, that's... So what you should do then is, if they do announce a new Trazen model, you take your fine cast old one and do like a cool diorama on a larger base, because it's Trazen the Infinite. So it could be like walking from the old one to the new one, kind of a thing. I saw actually at an Adepticon, not the one we went to most recently, but when we went to prior to that, we saw a great Ghazghkull diorama where they used all 3 Gaz models. And they had, Gaz of the past looking into the future, and there was the middle Gaz was the metal one. They had the old kind of 2-dimensional one, then there was the fancier metal one that came out, and then there's the new one. So we had like the old one, the oldest Gaz, the original Gaz model, the middle Gaz model, and the newest Gaz model. And he had like a thing on each side where like the old one looks to see his future, and then the newest looks to understand his mistake, understand something. Like it was a neat little diorama using all the old stuff and the new stuff. Okay, so we're gonna let this firm up for just a little bit. So that's half. So this half of the base is going to be resin, and that foot is going to be there, pretty much as far back as I can get it, and out as I can get it. And this one's going to be on a few levels of cork for rocks, and it's going to be stepping out of the frozen tundra, that all my cast knights are on. So this will sit back here for a moment, firming up. All these cork bits I can't really use much, so it's trimmed down too much, but I've got these pieces here. These are I'm going to build up for the base. Extra cork. Hoarding my cork. Tell me about it. If my YouTube ads have told me anything, we all need to be more firm. Okay. So there we go. All right, so let's get on to a little bit more assemblage. Let's first sweep the cork dust off. And use my little robot. Love this little robot. It sweeps up all the stuff. Very good at it too. Just gonna empty it out. This reminds me of that Love, Death, and Robots. The artist robot that was a pool cleaning bot that just wanted to get back to being a pool cleaning bot because the world's too fucking complex. It's like, I relate to you. You just want to do something simple and say, fuck this complexity bullshit. Anywho's. So I need to wait on putting on 40 and 39 until this leg's attached. So it is the exact same leg pieces. Huh. Okay, so it is almost two identical sprues. Or maybe it is actually two identical sprues. This is A. It's got to be because it's the same numbers. So they really made this one significantly more posable and customizable than the others. Because the legs aren't unique per side, they're just legs. And you adjust them as you want. So, if anyone else is building a Knight Castellan or Dominus, depending on how you want it, or Tyrant, if you're running the Chaos flavors, yeah, they are very customizable. And I've got some extra Chaos iconography, and I've got the decal sheets for it, so I can really chaosify it up because it is still technically an Imperial kit. So it's the only downside. It's not a dedicated Chaos kit, but that's fine. Wouldn't mind it not being a dedicated kit if it came with like a Chaos transfer sheet and some of the spiky shit, which this doesn't. It's none of the spiky stabby stuffs. So, like the spooky, scary skeletons. See, now if I'm making Necrons, because you, Demon Slayer, are saying the body horror, I would make them all, like, do them all up like flayed ones. Even the regular warriors, just, you know, I mean, still give them their guns and stuff so they'd be fielded as Necron warriors, because, you know, if you had the entire army of flayed ones, it would not be very effective. But just to do them all up as flayed ones would be kind of fun. Use like green stuff to make flesh. And just like roll out sheets of green stuff and drape it over them. So even on the warriors, they'd have like the flesh dripping off. You know, flesh clinging to their skeleton. There is this guy that does armies close to my heart on Blue Sky that I follow and watch his stuff. He's doing something for the Newport Grand Tournament coming up. He has tournament wise and gameplay wise, they're Eldari, but they're all made out of Vespid, very custom Vespid. And he's done like all like he's did a whole story behind it, how it's a swarm thing, and there's a queen, and then like one of the main guards is the Avatar Kane, but he did it out of this like huge beetle. Like it's all kit bash GW stuff, and it looks amazing. I'm like, that's my style army. Just fucking stuff. Kind of Moon Knight-ish, you know, random shit go. That's absolutely something almost went in my leg. That would have been bad. So mine goes, let's put there for a moment. It's this one. Oh, I see. So this... Okay, there is a difference to how you order the pieces. That one's like that, and they want this one to be... that. So, okay, I'll need to... Before I attach that, okay, so I'll need to see how the ankle positioning is going to be. Let's actually do that. So 33. Okay, if this is... I gotta figure this out. Figure the ankle positioning. Again, 8 spots to fill in for one. It's just a little excessive here, folks. Just a little excessive. Okay, so that goes. Let's chill this here for a minute. So I really need to finish up the base, the layering and positioning of the base first before I get too far into this one, because it affects the ankle angles and things like that. So that's where we'll have to figure this all out. Let's clean these up, because since I'm putting parts on wrong. They're ugly parts. So we're going to get this all done up. There's nothing different, so I can just rotate that. That's fine. Kid is playing with her friends, as I can hear. Tomorrow is going to be a fucking nutty day. See how that goes. All right, so okay. So yeah, I definitely got to see, because let me turn this off because I'm not going to use this piece here. All right, so take that out. I don't need that peggy thing, because we're not doing fixed positions, like fixed bayonets. Somewhere on here is the scrapey tool. Oh, where is it? I used it. I didn't put it back. The hell did I do with it? Here's my mold line scraper. Damn it, I'm getting see now. Put it back. No, it's not. It spun it, so it's got to be here somewhere. Somewhere on my desk is a mold line scraper, which is a handy little metal tool with a very sharp edge. Didn't feel too firm. Rampager's doing all right. In the box? Nope. Over here. Nope. The fucking hell did I do with that tool? Boy, I got issues. It was screen left when you saw it. Ah, damn it. Hold on a sec. Bumped into the Rampager. We'll address that in a moment. Knock these chains off real quick. Got to reattach that. You can stand over here with your buddies. You just hold them up. Okay, that way you're not going to get damaged. Was left. I wonder if we knocked it down. Knock it under my net. I have no fucking clue where that thing went. I bet I knocked it down. It's down on the floor somewhere. Oh well. I'm sure I will step on it and stab myself in the foot. Because I'm not the most coordinated individual. But alright, so generally not bad. It's pretty smooth. Still got a little lip in there that I don't like. Where is this? Maybe my right is screen left and I'm looking in the wrong spot. But that should be. No, all right. I ate it. That's all I could say. Anywho. How are you doing, base? All right, we're doing pretty good there. Okay, so cork. That's a very good question. I don't see it with the cork. I'm going to laugh if I glued it under here. I'm pretty sure I didn't, but that would be fucking hilarious. Nah, it's not under there. So it's coming still a little bit wet there. That'd be hilarious if I glued it under this thing. Yeah. If it's there, it's going to live its best life under the base because I am not pulling that base apart to find it. Anywho, okay, so that's fantastic, Heretic Scott. I too am losing things. Mostly my mind, honestly, but that's another issue. I need to do it more. It's backwards. Because this is the one that's got to be in the front. So I could do like that. But did that the wrong way. Right, let's turn to make this base unique. More unique. A cork, you can kind of just rip it to the right spots, like literally. Okay, that's that. Then that foot would go. That foot would go there. That foot would go there. So you do it like that on that one. And this one would be doodads in here. Push it further forward. You know what? Sticky Tech. Sticky Tech to the rescue. Use tiny bits of it to so I can position this temporarily. Doesn't have to be exact, it just needs to be in hold the limb enough. Get this where I want it to be. That's good. So this is definitely going to come down a bunch. So I can put this needs to secure that down. There's no way I glued it in there. Space it. Oh, the fumes are good tonight. Fumes are really good tonight. Woo-wee. I need to get the other. Okay. Take this guy right there just to put that on. I need to assemble the other thigh real quick, and then sticky tack that. This blue stuff is coming in really fucking handy here. So I can give a good idea of where this is going to be. This we're doing a lot of assembly. Dog is going to make some noise. You're okay, puppies. I might mute depending on how loud animal gets. Unless you guys like hearing random seal noises. He's a needy dog. If if you haven't guessed. Very needy duck. Okay, just gonna let that. I don't know if it's coming through the mic. Not being crazy, but just being her channeling her neediness. You're okay. This is what we deal with every day. Is it that? You're okay. No, you too. Yep. So now are these hip things on here? Both. There's 17. Oh, it's the same piece. That's smart. Okay. Hip joints are the same piece. Howdy, Nightshade. I would put on the camera, but she's not on the pillow. She's running around being a loud alien seal thing. There's the Lula cam. How you doing, Nightshade? Good time? You were out for a while. That sounds like a good time. Wife went to the botanical gardens. And, you get a picture of your family, Nightshade. Oh, there's CDs 101. Saw a picture of fams. Oh, okay. Nope. And I've got a first-time spammer. Smelly Windbreaker G95 something. And bam. How you doing, CDs 101? I am working on a Chaos Knight at the moment. If you're a fan of the 40K, let me know. This is my Chaos Knights are very custom. This base is the most, then this is going to be the most custom of them. So I'm working on what will be the Tyrant, which is the big, super big, stompy, shooty robot. What was your first mini? Let me know. What was the first? I'm curious. You got that first hit. It's in your veins now. Once the dog cam stops from the sad puppy, you'll see one of my other Chaos Knights on a rotisserie up there. And this is, generally the vibe I'm running with is bloody, eating stuff, skulls and things. Speaking of which, I need to put skeletons for the Rampager space. I forgot about Myrmidon Destructor Host. Is that one of the Necronis? I think it is. Or is that... No, the Myrmidon might be the Votans. Don't know. Don't remember that. I don't recognize the name, but that doesn't mean much. My brain is kind of craptastic. Now, have you had any intro into the hobby before this model? Or... Oh, okay. Adeptus Mechanicus. Well, technically, this is an Adeptus Mechanicus model. But I'm doing the Chaosified versions, because blood for the blood god. Now, have you had any involvement in the hobby before, like any of the computer games or like Total War or anything like that, or is this your first foray into Warhammers? All the Warhammers. All 40,000 of them Warhammers. Rogue Trader got me. I have not played it, but I've heard plenty good about that game. I know people that have enjoyed the snot out of it. And isn't there an update for Rogue Trader that you can turn yourself into a Mechanicum? I thought I saw something about that, where there was like a new either update or expansion that just came out where you can turn yourself into a Adeptus Mechanicus. Excuse me. Huge CRPG fan. Nice. Well, this is there really isn't a CRPG similar tabletop version. I guess Necromunda might be the closest thing. But that's, because your guys get experience and do stuff there, but there isn't much like that. But now you're looking to eventually expand into a full army with the new edition coming up, or just picking up a model to have some fun with it, because I like that too. I got models for armies I don't play, just because I think they look cool. Pick the Horus Heresy because that's what your friends play. Horus Heresy's got some cool stuff. And it's, you have the most important part there. You got a friend that's playing it. So you have someone to play with. So right now what I'm doing is I'm using Blue Tack, which is just kind of poster putty sticky stuff to position these legs, because I am modifying them to extremes. Okay, so it needs to come down a bit more. Because this base is very custom, so. Oh, and the camera's off. So that's one of the War Dogs. That's the kind of the vibe I'm running with on these guys. Ugh, stuck in there. Blue Tech is getting a little Okay. Hold there for a moment, please, blue tacky stuffs. Extraordinary, I'll take 1 box everything. That'll do it. Yeah. Adeptus Mechanicus is known for being a little expensive on the dollar figure wise. That's the positioning I want to go with. So, I'm dropping a thigh. And I feel you that now, if you see a thing called Adepticon, that is the convention, I'd recommend not going to that. Because your wallet will hurt for a while. It's a lot of fun, though. Honestly, it is. All right, so. To trim this off. Now you're going to leave them. You're going to build them the way that they're intended, or you're going to modify them and have some fun? That shot somewhere. Because I am all for it. That's the right attitude to have. Don't care if it ends up perfect. Just in the painting side of things, realistically, having an army that's even mediocre painted is better than not. So just paint them the way you like them. Don't worry about doing standard stuffs. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's got to be this, it's got to be that. And I mean, mine falling over. I would never consider myself like a top tier painter in any way, shape, or form. I do like doing the dirty looks style. Like I just finished this guy yesterday, the Night Rampager. But they're also very custom. That's more what I do. I enjoy the building. This is custom. That's totally. This hand is totally custom. The mask, the demons coming out, stuff like that. I feel like that's where I get my most enjoyment is from the building. The painting, I get it done. Honestly, I've been doing kind of a hobby streak challenge thing in Blue Sky, and it's been helping me a lot. Leave them as is for now. That's fair. Until you get a little bit more into it, and then figure out where you're going to run with them. So this could be. So I want this leg extended. That. And that goes in there. This thing needs to come down. Okay. So that's about the position I want. The seam. I think I want to go further back. It's too much over the front. It's struggling with this the sticky tack stuff. It's not doing the best at holding it at the moment, but then I'm modifying these a bit much. If I run that leg up all the way, pull that back, just run this back like that, and then need to be do it like that, but that looks weirdly natural. I don't like that. All right, so that's gonna need to go forward, and that's gonna need to come way back. in that, and then that's in like that. If I position him further back on the base, that, okay. That's about where I'm going to go. Okay, so that's the most important, is those angles there. All right, so when you're doing custom models, there's, yeah, like, honestly, building them the way they're, as the factory intended, or as the machine god intended, it's your running mechanicum, it's probably a good thing to start, because once you start going down the rabbit hole, that's absolutely the best advice you could have. Take your time, relax, have fun with it. Don't worry about painting them perfect. Don't worry about, when you go online, you see all these people that their stuff looks unbelievable. And they're like, Golden Demon caliber, crazy, bonkers paint jobs. You're not going to be that way to start. No one ever is. And I've been doing in this hobby for 30 years, and I'm still learning new techniques, learning new things with painting. I keep next to me one of my first models I painted from a lifetime ago, and he's been repainted once or twice. I vaguely remember doing, but I look at this and then compare it to like what's on the turnstile there. It's like, came a pretty far away, I'm pleased to say. So just, that's the biggest part, is relax and enjoy. You sit there and hold yourself to these, some people are like, it doesn't look good. I'm like, well, you're starting out. Everything's going to suck when you first start out. It's just the way it is. Oh, I know what to do. So now that I've got the angle on that foot, if I put 40, find part number 40, this is going to help me. And also follow the instructions and don't skip steps like some certain idiots tend to do. You get lost. There we go. You go, what the hell? Yeah, it's I resemble it every day. Every day. That's a good way to view it. If you're happy with it, don't worry about what everyone else thinks. And if you happen to see a mold cleaning tool, I ate mine. I don't know what I did with it. I think I glued it underneath there somehow. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it goes over that far. 39 is on the outside. No. Don't need these scissors anymore. It's got to be attached to something. It's going to be magnetically hooked onto something somewhere. What the hell I did with that thing? There's 39. If you find it glued underneath this, that is going to be fucking hilarious. I have to go buy a replacement. What'd you do with it? I glued it underneath a piece of cork. Now, for CDs, are you thinking of painting them to the standard Mechanicus paint schemes, or are you going to run something a little different? Murder face. Absolutely. I mean, that one, the Necromunda model, he's I know I repainted it at least once because I wasn't happy with it. And that was before I said, you know what? I should just save it and leave it that way. So I could say like, oh, this is what it looks like now. Classic red. Nice. That being said, they do have a good paint scheme. And I did find a while back on eBay another one, so I will eventually, probably after I finish the Knights, that'd be a good palette cleanser. After I finish these Knights, would be to do to paint the same model again, but with a, you found it. All right, Demon Slayer, where did I do it? Look under my War Dog. The War Dog over here. Hey, people helping me find my shit. I got issues. Bottom of the base. Oh, fucking hell. Look at that. Thank you, sir. That took way too damn long. I appreciate the assistance. And see, I magnetized my bases for the travel, and obviously they got picked up. Fucking sneaky bastard. Or Demon Slayer comes in for the save. I very much appreciate that. Oh, when I was comparing the... Oh, I did stack it over here. Mechanicus is good. They admittedly have great lore. And yes, thank you very much, Demon Slayer. Especially because, like, their lore mixes so much with other factions that don't know it. And the fact that even the Mechanicus don't know how much their stuff gets mixed up. Like the whole Void Dragon thing. I think it's the Void Dragon. It's the Satan sleeping under Mars. War Dog. Save my ass on that one. Sit there. Leave it right there in plain view. I would have found it, absolutely. They always seem to be around when with the other factions as well. They are. Well, I'd say like the Nidus Mechanicus, they're, tech marines or, space marines that have gone to train with the tech priests and things like that. So they're absolutely around with them. And they're begrudgingly they're tolerated by some. Like, the Titans and the Knights, all the ships, practically everything. There's so much there that's you're absolutely part of stuff. Poster putty out of these spots. There we go. You all right? Okay. All right, so now I need to do 40 on the inside of this one. Find a 39, 40. Whoop. There's 39. Doop, doop. There's 40. Oh, man. That's a highlight of my evening. Losing stiffs and getting it found by viewers. It's Q-tip going down. Might do some extra rocks on this one. I wonder how much of the Adeptus Mechanicus stuff can translate to 40k from Heresy. Sure, a decent amount of it. I don't know if it's Custodes level transferable, but I'm sure a reasonable amount. Like if you wanted to play, if you wanted to eventually branch into the 40k side of things. If you want to. None of it? Oh, that's disappointing. I'm just gonna... Well, realistically, and here's the fun part. If you're playing 40k casually, as long as the bases are the right size, you can use the models. Well, that's the thing, like with the Custodes, the most recent Custodes, which were for Heresy, are fully transferable for 40k. They said that flat out. Like, those are the new models used for Custodes for 40k. Mind you, that's Custodes, which they tend to get a little treated a little special. But, like, if you're doing casual 40k, as long as the base is, like, you know, this is a 40 mil. As long as this base is the right size, you're fine. You're not modeling for any kind of like advantage or anything. I mean, I keep the snot out of these guys, but they're not. Their bases are normal. They're not any weird sizes or anything. So, take my medicines. The wife just covered the dog in a blanket, and the dog is immediately getting out of the blanket. $39. Exactly. That's the thing, is you can use them as proxies. So you find, you know, out of the Skitaris, which ones are the right size, you know, same size bases. There you go. That's what I was talking about earlier. There's a guy that's making, it's an Eldari army. They're Eldari, but he's doing it all with Vespid. And he's doing all kinds of crazy lore and stuff, and that's cool too, but you don't have to do that. But he's doing custom models where they're all different Vespids. He's just making them consistent. But and they have the right size bases. And then some have like, you know, like, okay, this one's got guns, it's got like a, or for his Avatar of Cain, it's a giant bug. So and GW has done a lot of effort lately to make the hobby more welcoming, make the hobby more relaxed. I mean, there's still the competitive tournament-y stuffs, but it's not as much anymore by far. They want people to actually enjoy it. A lot of the competitive tournament-y stuff, people really, you know, earn it to win it. And if you're not playing the meta, you're not playing, and blah blah blah. And it's have fun. This is like I wanted up like that. So okay, so if I do this leg up, then I can do. Okay, so pull that back to the edge of the base there. Absolutely, have fucking fun. That's okay. You fell down. I was in the middle of looking at you. Why'd you fall down? If you got a friend that's gonna be there with you, and you're already ahead of the game, that'll work. Okay, so now this, unfortunately, I need different glue. So when you start doing the more advanced modeling, custom stuffs, you start doing like some resin things. So the plastic, fine using the Citadel's plastic glue. It's a plastic cement, works great. There's plenty of other brands out there. Tamiya makes a great one. There's a bunch of other stuff out there. But resin doesn't work with that. So I got to go to Crazy Glue. Super glue, basically, for that. That's what you got to do for that. As far as paints go, I run Citadel for most everything. I do have some Vallejo stuff over here. The reason I run the Citadel, I go to a GW store once a week, and it's there. And that's the reason. Not much more. Brushes. The Citadel they have good starter brushes that are like a, you know, easy to work with, stuff like that. But then I think even they have some Kolinsky and like high-end brushes if you want them. I wouldn't worry about that to begin with. Just get some brushes that work for you. They don't have to be crazy high-end. They don't have to be bonkers. Just Army Painter. Army Painter's got good stuff. I have their wet palette. Army Painter does have good stuff. I've got Army Painter brushes here too. I've got a bunch of Army Painter brushes I still use. So it's all what realistically the one that is best is the one that you use. That is what matters the most. I'm leaning back here to get a good view of this angle. Army Painters, and they've got good paints too, honestly. Like I've used some of their stuff for I use some speed paints for some of the custom diorama stuff. Like up here, most of this is like custom diorama things. Like this is great stuff for bases. It's just a textured paint that has sand in it. It gives like a nice, easy texture. You can slap that on, and it looks like they're walking on. That one's gray. I've got a black one. So it looks like they're walking on asphalt. Base is done. Don't have to worry. You know, or if you're doing, I know there's a red one with the Army Painter stuff, but if they have the Citadel Martian Iron Crust, would work perfect for if you want your Adeptus Mechanicus to look like they're on Mars. Because it is this red color and it has a sand in it. So you put it on the base and there it is. It looks like they're walking on Martian sand. Quick, easy, no stress. That's my favorite style of stuff, is whatever's quick and easy. And is simple. You don't have to worry about going crazy complex. This, I mean, you don't have to do the bases like I'm doing right now with this levels of nuttiness that are going to require all kinds of stuff. 2-part resins. Bought a whole Vallejo rack. Jesus. Okay, yeah, go steal his stuff. I mean, I love the Vallejo brushes. They're like my favorites. This is what I use for almost all my stuff. Yeah. But if he's got a whole Vallejo rack of paint, just go rob him. Be like, you got me into this hobby. You're paying in paint. Okay. Perfect. That looks good to me. Pretty much, yep. So building this side up. I'm going to do this level so that way I can work on the other side. You fool! Fool of a duke. Throw yourself down next. Do us all a favor and throw yourself down next time. So it needs to go like that. Okay, so that needs to go right there. This is where it's going to be a little challenging. Slap, 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 slap. Paint, paint, paint. Not paint. Glue, glue, glue. And then I have this angled right there. Okay. I've got one leg standing. It's kind of impressive that it's standing. There's nothing here, so it's like the whole hip is being supported. All right. Well, that's where you tell them, hey, you want to make me less of a fool? Let's play. Now, I don't know about with the Horus Heresy stuff. I'd be willing to wager it's probably pretty close to the same. When you assemble your models, there's probably going to be extra bits. Keep those like you would potions in an RPG. You'll eventually need them. But, I have like lots of bins full of bits. Oh, you actually see them right here on the camera. These little bins down here. These are from Harbor Freight. They're the El Cheapo bins, but like this one right here, skulls. The whole thing's full of random skulls. Which I need to paint up some for the Rampager space. This one is full of there's one full of Dark Angel bits. There's one full of Tyranids pieces. There's a bunch of cast orbs in that one. This one's full of bases. This one is, this other box over here is Chaos Knights pieces because they come with so many extra pieces. So. Always keep your bits. Well, the most important way to select an army is simply, what do you like? If Space Marines ain't your jam, then don't take Space Marines. That is the most important part. It's called the rule of cool. Okay, I need to shave that down a little bit. Make a little bit of noise. Use my grinder, tiny bit. Spare toothbrushes for the win. Don't drop it behind the desk like you did last time. There we go. That's better. I just had to come down a tiny bit so that I can get that hip joint all the way down there into that. Okay, so let's do that first. Yeah, it's the you'll hear it said now and then. It's called the rule of cool. Realistically, what you find cool, it's all that matters. GW pushes hard on trying to make this stuff as balanced as they can be. I mean, there's always fights and things that they're like, oh, we never expected people to, use this model that way, and it broke the game. But realistically, they try really hard to keep it so that what you want to play, that's fine. And that's honestly what probably the biggest change and the biggest things that they're focusing on for the new edition of 40K is making it so that, I want to, they talked about it, you want to run Terminators and bikes. Cool. Here's a way to run Terminators and bikes and still have it be effective. The knight I'm building right now is for the Chaos Knights. It's called the Tyrant. He's the biggest, strongest with the guns and everything, but in general wasn't very good in game just because he was a little lacking in a lot of his stuff. I don't care about that really. I want to make it because it looks cool and it's going to be fun. But I'm also not playing any kind of competitive thing. But then they recently did with the new detachments. There's one specifically to make the Tyrant better. Cool. Now he can actually be even more be reasonably effective in game. And there's the legs. So. All right, so now I'm not going to lose my piece again. You're going to stay over here in sight of Demon Slayer so that he can check and make sure I don't lose my shit like I did earlier. All right, so this thing on a base next to the War Dog. The hip The hips are taller than the War Dog in its entirety. The not counting the blood letter. The letters make them taller. I can actually pull up the brigand. Let's put this carnivore back here. So you were stealing little carnivore. You're in trouble now. Yeah, it is totally taller than the brigand. So that's something. So those legs are taller. So then now what I'm going to be doing is now to figure this out is I've got this chain here picked up. The hips, in fact, do not lie. A Warhound Titan. That is a $1,500 model. In Warhammer 40K, Warhound Titans, if I recall, or no, not 1,500. Maybe like $2,000. No, a little bit less than that. I remember the price, but they're about 1,500 points. In 40K, they are cool. They look amazing. They're are they effective in game? Not at all. There was a recent game. There's one called the Warlord, which is the biggest model Games Workshop makes, and it's like 4,000-ish once it's all said and done and shipping and everything. They're like $2,000 for the body, and you're looking at like another, and you have to buy all the guns separate, and then the head and the other piece is separate. It is the size of a toddler. Seriously, it is like 2 feet tall. They are 3,500 points in game. You probably are, actually, because they have Forge World and track them. But there was a YouTube channel that was playing a Warlord Titan versus an Imperial Knight Army. Now, technically, that Warlord Titan was 3,500 points versus a 2,000-point Knight Army. The Knight Army smoked the Titan by turn 2. At the end of turn 2 shooting, it was dead. And they're just not effective in game that way. So, but anyway, I've got this chain here. So I'm going to be doing, the chain is going to come up from the ice and wrap itself around the model at spots. So I have to figure that out, but that's a later thing. Let's keep going on the base, on the building this guy up. So we've got this assembled. We've got his legs in position. Let's put you away before you steal from me. Your friend did. Sneaky thing. So I'm going to put the hip caps on. That is 37 and 37. Warhounds are the smallest of the Titan legions. For the Imperium of Man, that is. Imperator Titans are the biggest, but there's no model for that. And there has not been, unless you're looking at like a... It used to be Epic. I think it's called like a Titan Legions now, or Adeptus Titanicus. Which is this game on a bigger scale. That sounds right. They're not effective in game. What's up, Jersey? No, they're just cool. Cooking dinner. All right. No, don't even warrant. Like, I would love to have a Warlord Titan. I have nowhere to put a Warlord Titan. I'm not going to invest the kind of money it needs for a Warlord Titan. I want one. If at some point I come across a font of disposable income, I will get a Warlord Titan. But it would have to, it's going to be like a long list of other things to buy first. Like funding random kids' college and other children's college funds, things like that. You never know. There's a lot of things I would buy before the Titan. Wife is laughing at me, which is normal. Okay, so I need to find another part 37. Here it is. This kit is intriguing, but difficult as well. Another thing I'm going to be doing is not gluing on any of the armor plates because I paint them separately for ease of my own sanity. Because it just works for me. Curious to see how, or check in a moment. Exactly. And at the moment, the Warlord Titan is only made in resin by Forge World, and it requires like a work. You got to do all kinds of stuff to make it fit. You have to wash it. There's a lot to it. Okay, so then need B27. This is going to be a slight challenge because the way I had to glue the hips on first. But we will make this happen. So 27 is the back. 27 is... Oh, it's on B. Duh. Which one is B? Are you B? You are... B? Hello? Let's see. That's B. Hola? B. Now this little 27. So that's part there. Okay, in there. $27. I'd like to see how the head fits. I wonder if I can magnetize that. That would be nice. So I like having magnetized heads. It's easy for paint. Okay, so this goes like that. Goes over like that. Warlord and Guardsman point cost for Warlord. You could bring 600 Guardsmen. And the 600 Guardsmen would be so much more effective than that one Warlord. Hey, stop fighting. You go sit over in the penalty box parts. Probably a lot. Okay, I need 11 and 6. There's 6. And... So keep that glue out because we got more resin pieces coming up here in a moment. So this then goes over there, and you're gonna throw it on the ground. That okay. We're getting. Hope the weather's good. And I'm done with this, building this dude so I can primer him up. I have to figure that out. The armatures. Could buy a lot of armatures. It's 11? That is the other one, 11. Okay. I do have... Got a lot extra of the magnets. So I might be able to magnetize this. I don't know if I'd want to do the... It's going to require drilling. For a reason, well, if I could magnetize it, it'd make it easier for painting as well. I do like having the arms and stuff separate. It helps me paint it. So... Okay, let's see. Okay, there's that part. Now I just need to then C5. So why not B5? Is there a difference between B5 and C5? Is there a B5 and a C5? Hold on a sec. So many pieces of tello. Nope, those look pretty much identical. All right, let's trust the process. This is C. This is the one with the guns I'm going to use. That's got the giant plasma beastie. Ectoplasmic desecrator. I'd probably hate myself after the time of taking the paint with model. My buddy said that I can fully believe too. Yeah, that's... You don't want to get that burnout on that stuff. They're a very specific thing. You know, it's cool. So it's really cool to have one. But it is a monstrous undertaking and project. So... Absolutely a big thing. So that goes there. Also, one piece of advice I'll shoot at you when assembling the models: always give them a good dry fit first on your pieces, because sometimes they might require a little additional trimming or a little massaging. Never know. I've had things get a little warped here and there. And then like the Knight Questoris kit, that one took a lot of hobby work. It did not want to go together smoothly. A lot of the older kits suffer from that, though some of the newer ones have as well, like my Castors. Some of them just did not want to go together well. It's always good just to give it a little dry fit, make sure everything's smooth, and be like, oh, there might be a burr or something you don't see. I'm going to do the leg pistons next. And the crotch tubes. So something. 38. There's two of them. They're both 38s, so... Excuse me. A38s. And there's 2A sprues, and then lots of other sprues. And a B and a C sprue. And some of the models got like neat movie bits, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. In general, it's just me. I like them to be more firm, but that being said, the magnetized side of things is good. Ow. It stabs me. Oh, it's a Stabbins. Let's figure out how to do some gasification. Bet I can do the magnets. So I've got those. I got the magnets. Two in there. So that goes right there. Okay. So they get this one more open. So let's grab this. These are good for grabbing the parts. Okay. Glue spats for some reason. That up. Never had to do that before. Little extra glue in there because of the way I did the modifications. There's a little more of a gap than would be normally. Put a little bit more of the plastic cement. Grab in the tweezers. Just get in position. And we're going to knock it out of position with our hands because there we go. This is a little detail that's consistent across almost all the knights. This is like this little leg piston thing they got going on here. Okay, so then I need 2 A5s, which is this tube here. Tubes, just like tube kitties. Or tube treats, which is something kitties like. Sure, other critters like it too, but don't know many other critters get to have tube treats. Since it's been a mentally draining day, 'tis getting late. My ramblings are making less and less sense. If they made much sense to begin with. And realistically, if my ramblings make sense to you, seek help. Because they don't make sense to me, so. Just like that. Just like that. There's a little bit of a gap there too. Okay, that's fine. My brand of nonsense shouldn't make sense to most people. There's the crotch tubes. I guess it's got crotch tubes. Sorry, that wasn't too much on camera. But realistically, people don't want to see my crotch tubes on camera. It's going to get me banned. If there is Rule 34 of me, that is a sign that the world is about to fucking end. For some reason, there is Rule 34 of my fat ass. Fucking the apocalypse is nigh. That is disturbing in fantastic ways. All right, so anyway, we're on to page 2. Yep. Sorry about that, Murderface. You need OnlyFans for crotch tube shots. This is correct. All right, so now on to, this is B. I gotta find B. These are A tabs. Where do I need to do C? Possibly. No, these are the instructions I should be using. C's. Because he's the one with the big quick fence. Alright, so C's. Pleasant. The sprues are everywhere. Alright, so. This looks suspiciously like I can magnetize this. So if I take C17, is this piece right here, right? 17. Heck, if they gave you more legs, you could build a second one of these. There's that much extra pieces in this kit. This is crazy. Let's put this back. Where I stay on myself again. Let's take a quick drink. Okay, let's trim this up. Now we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of even more customizations. We're going to do this Nubis Jackal Head Night Face. So, okay. So then so let's go through my spare parts here. Do I have the part I need? That's the next question. Do I have the resin printing? That's a night head. What's that? This is for the torsos. That's the top. That's going to be for the gun. So it's that. For a specific piece. Hope I have another of. Don't think I might have used it all. In fact, I'm pretty sure it did because I had 3 kits. I put one in each of those guys. Dignibbit. I will not be able to do this the easy way for the magnetization. To magnetize the head on this guy. Which I want to do because I want to paint the head separate. So, all right, we'll have to figure out the other way of doing this. So we need to find the part. I need to look at the number because that'd be beneficial. C3. C3? It'd be a small piece. It's somewhere on here. I just that blind. 22, 24, 20. There it is. It is really tiny. Okay. So this is the part. Now this goes kind of in there and it captures the post. So of course this head didn't come with any instructions. So bigger than that. It looks like it has the tubes, though. These tubes. Let's see real quick. These look like they fit right there. So we are working on this. Now we're delving into the realm of the unknown, honestly, because I have to make this shit up as I go. This looks like these work just as I thought. Those work there. I'm back. Barbecue pork chop, mashed potatoes, and garlic bread. Fantastic. That sounds like a very delightful dinner. Fantastic dinner. Good, sir. Yes, those work there. This work there. Does that just fit in there? What's this then? I don't know what this part is. This Iron Wolf mace. Tell me about it. Yeah, where's ours? Jersey. No pork chops for us. In the mail. Wolf. Glue the wire bundle to the section where the head is normally attached. The head swivel, small magnets. Oh, I see. So that goes right there. That's nice. That goes there. And then this fits. So, magnets include. Okay. So, all right. So this goes on here. And then I need to see if I have magnets that will work. Which I bet I do, because I have a lot of extra magnets from kits that I did not use. Like these. That's 5 mil. That is too big. So I need something closer to 3. 2x2, too small. You're an extra something. That's very strong. It's an extra 5 mil. Yep, too big. So that is a 5 mil. It's a 6 mil. It's a 2 mil. We're working on the magnets here now. Okay, so it's not. That goes in the trash. Sure. Okay, so what have I got? Nice. So let me just get that. That's 12 mil. It's gonna be way too big. 4 by 1.5s. That might work. 10 too big. 110 by 3. I have a lot of 10 by 3s. 12 by 2, 12 by 2, 12 by 3. 6 by 2s. Need, I don't have enough. So. Buggers. Don't get attached to my table. It's a big there. Okay. So I've got. Oh, you can go over here. 2 by 2s. These would work. Here. I think these might be my best bets. So we're using extra parts to see what we can do. That's 4 mil. Oh, it's just ever so slightly too big. Working there, though. It's 2, that's going to be too small, I'm sure. It's 6 mil. 5 mil. Thinking can bore that out a little bit on the head and use these magnets here. So I've got what I'm muttering to myself now. I've got magnets here that I can easily make fit. If I could hold damn things. I can make fit right here. Just need to bore that out a little bit. And then bore this out a little bit. And then I can magnetize the head, which is something I absolutely want to do. So it allows me to pose it better and it means I've been working there for a long time, Sanders. 3x. Mega Baron 3x3s. 2x2, 6x2, 5x3, 4x1. 2, 12x2, 10x3, 10x3, 12x3. Okay. Alrighty, I do not have the right size, so I'm gonna have to make this work. That could be part of it too. Alright, so we're going to swap off of time to get the drama lines. To swap off this pointed bit. Get a very narrow one. Work. Get narrow file on. Yee. Hopefully they're okay. You get taken like emergency services? Okay. Apologize, gonna make some noise now. Push. Well, hopefully they're going to be okay. If they get emergency services took them somewhere and to they were later. Yeah. Okay. A little bit more. Sit there. Maybe it's just food service does that to people. Almost, almost. Just gonna do a little bit over here. I honestly don't know. You might have. My memory's kind of crap, for sure right now. So I will look. If you, I mean, if you did, I don't mind posting it again. It's okay. Let's see. So close. So close. So close to getting this magnet in here.
LD's 101 followed your channel.
Oh, thank you for the follow, good sir. I turned weirdly Irish for that. I don't know why, and I apologize to anyone that is remotely Irish or likes Irish people, because that was pretty horrible. I appreciate the follow. Puts me, I think it puts me at 170. It's awesome. Really? Still not enough? Okay, okay, it's good enough. Yeah, should put me. Maybe worse. That fair. I think that does, at least on one screen, that puts me at 170. I don't know if the sound alerts, the goal thing may not have updated. All right, so put a dab of glue in there to hold this in. I do have do I have something non-metallic I can push this in with? Wow, that's a real interesting question. Really? Fucking idiot. That's brush. Which one you dropped down there? Find that one. I think you're Ferris. No, I'm just gonna use one of these. Ow. Stabby thing. Oh, you could be kidding me, it broke. Son of a bitch. Oh, I broke the resin slightly. I have to fix this up. So the downside of resin stuff is it can be brittle. Well, I can fix this. Glue that in there. Post an image on the Hobby Rack. Sounds good. Because I'd love to see the true scale stuffs. I like to see it anyone is working on. Ooh, gluey. Oh, that sounds bad. We're just going to slap that in there. Seal it up. All right, there we got that fixed. All right, so now this piece goes on here. It's going to get glued in with the super glue that is attaching it to my hand. So Be cautious of the magnet barons magnets because these guys are strong. I don't know what they do, why their magnets are so much stronger than others, but they really are. So I've got non-magnet baron magnets, and they're nowhere near. Like I've got a stack of them right here for bases, and these guys nowhere near the strength that this magnet baron stuff has. So, okay. So now I don't want to. I'd be very gentle with the head because I do not want to damage this. So, first off, get my orientation correct. That's correct. That's the way it needs to go. Possibly. Yeah, I mean, your guess is as good as mine, if not better. I fully. Except I know nothing. So, let's brush this in a minute. Okay. Now to round this out just a bit, except we use the power button to do that. Oh, my robot minion. It's funny because it's, you know, they even say it like there's all lots of warnings, like our magnets are strong, and then they're on their thing that they've got where the instructions or they show off how their stuff looks. They're like the magnets are separated by like a sizable distance because they will flat out like this is the closest we can get without breaking things. Nice. All right, so let's see. Still got shave some more off. Oh, this is what we're gonna do with this. Okay. Of course, idiot. You put the toothbrush away and then you need it immediately later. Give me a little robot. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Now your wheels are covered in gunk. Still not enough. Really close now. Almost there on this. What I got? Oh, perfect. Nice. Okay. So then, nope. That's the way it needs to go. Perfect. So they need to go in, down like that. So what we're gonna do is take a Q-tip, which I know I got around here. Get it just the ever tiniest bit wet. clean that out. Wash it up. Because the dust will... There you go. We dry it up at the other end. That way the glue has a perfect thing to make it adhesion to. So take a bit of glue, drip it all over myself, because issues. Okay. Again, I ain't worried if you put it up more than once. Oh no, the Discord moderator's gonna get mad at you. I'm the Discord moderator. I'm not gonna get mad. I barely remember what the fuck I did yesterday. Look at that. Look at that. Magnetized, baby. Perfect. Oh, bam. There you go, CDs. It ain't very active. It's very small. It also consists of heavily of my wife, who is a comic book artist and has a slice of life comic about an orc and his pet squig. Orc is all of us. Squig is inspired by that goof ball and weird shrimp pose in her cone and her bandaged up tail at the moment. Because she's a puppers. It's mainly, but her inability to be normal. There's a lot of it. So, all right. I successfully magnetized the head, which is great. So. It's on there firmer than most because it's got more magnets than others. Okay, so that's it. Shrimple Squigwin. Once you get in D's, I will give you the rolls. So that way you can do stuff. Because, excuse me, I gotta manually do that. Alright, so let's do one last thing of... First, let's do that real quick. Wipe this off. Spill it all over my nice keyboard because you have issues. Okay, just go down there and do that part. Okay, so I'm going to do one last thing before the night is done. So anyway, CDs, I stream every most Saturdays and Sundays and Mondays, 7 p.m. To 10 p.m. Central. My wife, her art is streamed on usually, oh, that's backwards. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 to 10. You can watch a comic book artist in action. She has some Warhammer stuffs, lots of her own projects and things. Yeah, my kid does not stream. So if she starts streaming, then we just need to get the dog involved, and then everyone here would. Don't know what Lula's streams would be. You know, what flavor rabbit crap she ate today. The outrage at the lack of treats. Things like that. That would be Lula's stream. Alright, so tonight we got done. Oh, actually, let me do one more thing after I seal up that glue because I don't want that to leak. That stuff's cheap. Stay. As I put my tools away. Also, always put your tools away, cover up all your knives and things like that so you don't stab yourself. Put this little fucker away so I don't lose it again and have to have Demon Slayer find it. I'm gonna put it down. So, anywho, as I try not to knock things over, the base that I started tonight, look how this stuff's already getting more transparent. So even the wires over there are starting to show through a bit. So once this stuff needs to dry it more and it will get fully translucent, then I will put on another layer of a clear stuff that I'm going to dye. So it'll have the similar color, and we'll build it up and then put on the ice stuff. Ice effects. Got a giant mess going on here. Yep, cover your knives, do all that kind of fun stuff. Anywho's, thank you everybody for watching while I struggle my way through this next most custom night, which included modifying stuff so that I could magnetize the head, which worked out perfectly now. So it's going to have this cool Anubis head. Why? Why not? Pretty much is the reason. We got the positioning of the legs. This is all pretty firmed up now. So, and on the base, here, this base is going to be unique in that that's going to be coming out. So, but with that, I will catch you all next Saturday, I believe. I don't think anything crazy is going on. So, I will see you all on that one. Thank you for the follow. And good night.